Good morning. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, Jan, Shannon, you do so much stuff around here. I do? Well, yeah, people on YouTube, Shannon is sitting right next to you, and she's in charge of doing all this stuff. So if you don't like it, don't contact us, contact her. No. I just got the raspberries from her, so. But no, she does a wonderful job. Thank you so much for that, for the prayer sticks, and for Mary. Oh, Mary's here. I guess I can't say anything now. So.
I didn't do it.
You know, and Mary has the kitten service that she performs, and all of her minions. I guess minions is probably not the best word right now, but the movie's out, so I guess I can use that. But thank you for all the people that take care of Toby. There are so many people in the church that do things that never get any real gratitude from anybody except a pat on the back from us. So thank you for everybody. When are we doing that? Here?
Yes.
Okay. The 18th. Here? 7 o'clock? Making prayer sticks here. So we ran out, or they got beat up, or...
They've gotten used to broken and,
They get beat up. They get beat up. So, yeah. Yes, yes. And, oh, look at that. Besides eggs, we also have cherries. They're not in every box, though. So, and these cherries are special. They're a new variety. Where's Sandra? They're a new variety. Trust me, they are wonderful. And they're in the kitchen because she had them outside and they're a little bit too warm, so cherries are in the kitchen. And eggs too. And I collected this a number of weeks ago and I was saving it for last Sunday because it was just before 4th of July, but I forgot to say it. So today, Betsy Ross didn't receive credit for sewing the first American flag in 1776 until almost 40 years after her death. Not amazing. So. Well, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, no YouTube and no internet. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin. And John, on life and place. Excuse me. There are places I'll remember all of my life. Though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places had their moments. With loves and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. And George, I think everyone should treat one another in a Christian manner. I will not, however, be responsible for the consequences. So, telltale, yeah. Boy, what we do in the name of religion, isn't it amazing? Things that make you go, to escape criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. Without education, we are in a horrible and deadly danger of taking educated people seriously. The vanity of teaching doth oft tempt a man to forget that he is a blockhead. That's from George Halifax, 1633. So they had blockheads back then, too. Either there's someone here that remembers this from the last time I did this, which would have been a number of years ago, or they just happen to know this relatively useless piece of information. I'm going to see if anybody actually does, though. Does anybody know why pink flamingos are pink? Yes. Dang! Why?
Because the krill they eat. The krill is red.
Who said shrimp? Shrimp. Shrimp's the answer. Yep, shrimp. Any of them that don't eat shrimp are white. So, yeah. Yeah, it's the beta carotene in the shrimp. Yeah, I guess they would still be pink if you ate prawns, right? Okay. Flax was the chief vegetable fiber used in medieval cloth making. Though the fibers are long and strong, their preparation presented many problems to the pre-scientific age. Stalks were first permitted to putrefy Then they were split and combed by hand. A brush with iron teeth was used for the latter operation. The instrument was known as a heckle, from the Anglo-Saxon term, H-E-C-E-L, heckle, to split. By the 15th century, the word had come to be used as a verb, meaning to scratch with a steel brush, or to look for weak points. Scottish candidates for public office were customarily subjected to public questioning. Voters were merciless in looking for weak points in those whom they opposed. Some things never change. So, heckle was borrowed from the flax floor and applied to any disturbance intended to distract a public speaker. So, that's where it came from. Oh. People want the front of the bus, the back of the church, and the center of attention. Sunday after church, Mom asked her very young daughter what the lesson was about. The daughter answered, "Don't be scared, you'll get your quilt." Needless to say, the mom was perplexed. Later in the day, the pastor stopped by for tea, and Mom asked him what the Sunday morning school lesson was all about. He said, "Be not afraid, thy comforter is coming." That would do it. Mommy, I'm going to get a quilt. Yay. If at first you don't succeed, shouldn't you try doing it like your wife told you to? Why do people constantly return to the refrigerator with the hopes that something new to eat would magically materialize? Does a clean house indicate there is a broken computer in it? I don't know. Why is it that no matter what color bubble bath you use, the bubbles are always white? I wondered that, actually. I really did. I really did. I was always disappointed when I was a kid. Poured all these goofy colors in, expecting colored bubbles. But, well, is there ever a day when a mattress is not for sale? Okay. A woman brought a very limp duck into the veterinary surgeon. As she laid her pet on the table, the vet pulled out a stethoscope and listened to the bird's chest. After a moment or two, the vet shook his head sadly and said, "I'm sorry, your duck Cuddles has passed away." The distressed owner wailed, "Are you sure?" "Yes, I'm sure. The duck is dead." "Now, how can you be so sure?" she protested. "I mean, you haven't done any testing or anything. He might just be in a coma or something." The vet rolled his eyes, turned around, left the room, returned a few minutes later with a black Labrador retriever. As the duck's owner looked on in amazement, the dog stood on his hind legs, put his front paws on the examination table, sniffed the duck from top to bottom, then looked at the vet with sad eyes and shook his head. The vet patted the dog and took it out, and returned a few moments later with a cat. The cat jumped on the table and also sniffed delicately at the bird from head to foot. The cat sat back on its haunches, shook its head, meowed softly, and strolled out of the room. The vet looked at the woman and said, "I'm sorry, but as I said, this is definitely, most definitely, 100% certifiably a dead duck." Then the vet returned to the computer terminal, hit a few keys, produced a bill which he handed to the woman. The duck's owner, still in shock, took the bill. $150, she cried. $150 just to tell me my duck is dead? Well, the vet shrugged. "Well, I'm sorry, but if you'd taken my word for it, the bill would have only been $20. But after the lab report and the CAT scan, it's $150 now." Of course. Of course. We're playing this song by Janice's request, "Forever Young." And I love that song, and I actually have a list so I know I don't play things too often. Otherwise I go, "Oh, I haven't played that forever." And I look and I go, "I played it last week." But I do. It's really bizarre. But I do. I go through my list every week and try to figure it out. But I do love this song because it truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, is what I hope and pray for everyone here. Can't hear you. What'd you say?
I said.
Phil is the poster child for Forever Young. Are you not? Well, I have lots on my heart to tell you today, and I don't know where it all fits together. So we'll see how this goes. First of all, let me start with beholding you. I just want to look at you. And the reason I do that, sometimes people go, oh, just don't do that. I don't like that. If you're a visitor, I'm sorry in advance if it makes you uncomfortable. But here's the thing. When we look at ourselves in the mirror, we always look, well, my hair's not right, and this is not right, and oh, there's a wrinkle, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes we can't see our value till we see ourselves reflected back from the eyes of somebody who loves us. And I have this wonderful, distinct opportunity to just reflect back to you the value that you are. Because I don't see faults when I look at you. I don't see struggles when I look at you. I don't see, gosh, you should have done that differently. All I see is this divine spark within you. And I'm just going to reflect that back to you. There's no judgment on my part. It's just allowing you to be who you are. You're here. That's enough. You exist. That's enough. And so in this moment of just reflecting that back to you, you just receive. I don't need anything in return. A lot of times people have expectations or they feel like they need something in return. I don't need anything back. Just let me gift to you this expression back to you. Because you give so much, you forget. You forget. So let me just bless you with that. Yes, Phil, I'm seeing you too. If that was hard for you, yes, dear?
She needs new glasses. She really can't see you at all.
These are new glasses. I can see. I can see just fine. I can see your soul just fine. You're such a brat. Did you have for breakfast? Worms? That's something I was going to say about that. Out the window. Oh, if that was hard for you, then I would encourage you to take a look at yourself in the mirror without judgment. That's hard. That's hard to do. If you have somebody that you really, really care about in this world, next time they catch your eye or look in their eye, let their love shine back to you. It's really important for you to receive that, to be aware of that. We forget. We forget. So much we forget. I want to talk to you. There's a new healing method, not new, but new to me, healing method that I stumbled across the other day. And I want to share with you. I've been meaning to share it with you for a couple of weeks, forgot. I'm not going to share the full meal deal with you because we collect a contribution at the end of the day. I don't want anybody to think we're making a profit off of somebody else's work. Would not ever want to do that. But I want you to know about this because I think it's really, really powerful. It's called the MIR method, M-I-R hyphen method. I can put it on the Facebook if you want me to do that. The reason I really like this is the theory is that so much of stuff that's going on health-wise or in our life is subconscious. And so she's created this pattern that's very simple, takes 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening, to access your subconscious and give it clear direction. And so basically you rub your hand, and there's a series of 9 things you say to yourself. And she says if you're not in greatest health, you might want to start with these 2, number 3 and number 5, I think is what it is. So I did that for a day and a half. I thought, I can do the full meal deal. It's powerful stuff. I spent 3 days sleeping. This was a few weeks ago. Just because, your body is doing what it's told on a subconscious level. So I wouldn't recommend, if you're not in the greatest of health, I wouldn't recommend doing the full meal deal to start with. But the first 2, you just rub your hand very gently, and this triggers your subconscious mind so that what you say goes directly to your subconscious. And the first 2, or not the first 2, but the 2 that she recommends to start with for 2 weeks. The first one is supplement all shortages. And you say it 3 times. Supplement all shortages. Supplement all shortages. One more time. Supplement all shortages. And the next one is supply basic needs. Supply basic needs. Supply basic needs. Supply basic needs. And your subconscious hears that and goes, oh, I got work to do. So many times we have this set programming that we inherited from our parents or whatever. So this is reprogramming straight to the subconscious level. And it works, it is phenomenal. I'm seeing some real positive assistance from this. So she's got videos and stuff, but it's MIR-method. So check it out on your own time and see how that works for you. I really want you to have that information. There's more I was going to tell you on that. Well, if it comes back to me, I'll share that with you. As it is now, gone. Also, I had the funnest dream last night. I dreamed that we had a different church building, and behind the stage was a huge wall of glass with doors. There were glass doors, and they opened up like garage doors to a garden. It was just the coolest thing ever. I just thought it was great. So I don't know what that was about, but I thought I'd share it with you. It was really fun to wake up. Oh, wow, a garden. How fun. I don't know why I needed to tell you that. I did. Oh, I do know why I needed to tell you that. On the church Facebook group, I sent out a little thing, Hey God, Hey John. If you haven't read that, it's really cool. And it's about, a guy was saying, I'm feeling numb. And God says, well, go outside. So I think the roll-up doors and the full glass thing, that's letting us know that our sanctuary here is like being out in nature, because the energy vibration that we've set here is very clear and very harmonic. I don't know, can you feel the difference when you walk in the door? That it's a different universe here than anywhere else, and we've created that garden of energy for ourselves when we're here. And I also heard when I was processing this that it's really important for us that if you're somewhere and you can't be outside and you feel the need to reconnect with all of that, you can in your memory remember being here, and that will reactivate that energy field for you, and you can take it with you. So how wonderful is that? Take it with you to go. I'm just not sure which direction to go here first. Let's start with this one. In today's paper, Healthy Happiness Boosters. You might want to read that. One of the things this talks about is getting outside. Being outside in nature. Nature is really powerful. And they're having construction behind our house and so there's always something going on, some heavy equipment or hammering or something. There's always movement. So the other day, before it got really hot, I was able to get outside and I stayed out all day. And it totally reset my energy field. I really needed that. So there's something about being outside that's really, really powerful. And that was before I had the information that I could just recall the energy from here of our sacred garden that we create here. So if you can't be outside, remember what it feels like to be here. And if you can be outside, please go outside. It's so important to be in that state of being. And if you're not in our Facebook group, send me your name and email and I'll hook you up. I think that's the way it goes. Okay. I was talking to somebody this week. Okay, astrologically, it's a mess right now. There's like 3 planets that are retrograde, and they all have big stuff going on. So there's transformation, change, clearing out restrictions, all that sort of thing. So you're getting a new look at old stuff. How many people are revisiting old crap? You're right on time. Good job. Good job. I see a sigh of relief from a couple of people. You're doing exactly what you need to do. Only the key is now you're going to look at it from a different perspective. Okay? Because you're not the same person you were in the original occurrence. You're not the same person you were the last time it occurred. You're not the same person that you were the 50 times that it's occurred before. Now you're different. You're different. You have matured and you're spiritually ready to take a look at things in a new way. At the same time, all this astrological retrograde stuff is here to support that process. So rather than fighting it and struggling and allow yourself to look at things in a new way. Bring love into that situation. Bring love into that challenge. There's that word challenge again. I want to talk to you about that in a minute. How do you bring love into a challenge? It's tricky. I hate this. I don't want it to happen. I don't like it anymore. You bring love into that? No, I want to beat it to death. Thank you very much. I don't want that situation anymore. Okay, so that's not an easy thing to do. But to bring love into a situation is to recognize that everything is happening for my benefit. If you believe everything is happening for your benefit, then you can open up, I can open up to the best worst thing that ever happened. Have you ever had a best worst thing? Oh man, I didn't get that. I really wanted that and it didn't happen and my life was just over. And then later it's like, boy, I'm really glad that didn't happen because something better happened. I'm so glad. So if you have that same attitude about whatever's happening right now, I'm really grateful this is happening because, find the because. If you can find the because, then you've brought love and understanding and awareness into that. When we don't have love, understanding, and awareness in anything, then we have a struggle. We have a challenge. We have a resistance. Anytime you have, just think of the word challenge. It's like, I challenge you to a duel. Why does life have to be so hard? We make it hard. I'm going to challenge myself to do better. Stop. How about just blessing yourself? How about surrender? Oh, but I don't want to surrender. I'd much rather fight it. And where's the love in that? So surrendering shifts it out of this challenge and dare and I have to into this beautiful allowing process when you bring love and light into it. So I'm really grateful this is happening because if you find the because, you found the blessing. When you find the blessing, then you activate gratitude. Now here's the thing with gratitude. Dang it. Gratitude can sometimes be hard. And it's not because I don't feel gratitude or appreciation, because we can, but sometimes we resist being grateful because being grateful carries with it this, I have something that person doesn't have, therefore I'm bad. Am I the only one that thinks that way sometimes? Duh. It's not about I have, they don't, therefore I shouldn't be grateful. Gratitude is this powerful mechanism by which we shift and activate higher energy vibrations. Right? But we resist it. We resist it. And here's the thing. We can be grateful for our health. Well, that's just lovely. How neutral is that? You know, if we could take that and say, I'm really grateful for my health because, I think that was even in this article. Was it in this article? I don't remember. I found it somewhere. If we can say why we're grateful. I'm grateful for my health because I got to go sit out and smell the roses today. I'm grateful for my eyesight because I got to see the roses today. I'm grateful for my friendships because they nourish my soul. That adds a whole nother level to this gratitude thing. Cat hair, sorry. Where did that come from? You know, they're everywhere. I have a cat home, cat hair. Cat hair. So this gratitude thing now shifts. It's not about I need to be regretful because they don't experience the same thing. Now I can see it working in my life. So there's a book that my brother just shared with me the other day. It's called Debugging Your Mind. Haven't got it yet. I'm going to order it. And one of the processes in this book is to write a list of 100 things you're grateful for. And I would add because. Whether it's a happy thing or a sad thing, we can be grateful for it. Because everything is happening for our benefit. So write a big, long, stinking list, okay? Write as many as you can. If you can get 100, great. If you can get more than that, that's great. When you get done with that, allow yourself, I'm not going to say the word challenge. Some people say, well, challenge yourself. No, it's hard. Don't do hard. Don't do hard. Don't do duty. Don't do begrudging. Surrender into allowing yourself 15 minutes to look at that list without allowing any other thought to come in. If a thought of, yeah, but, Shift, Alt, Delete, cancel, and back to your list. 15 minutes is a long time. Try 3. Try 3 to start. Spending 3 minutes a day looking at your list, picking out a few things that you really have an emotional sense of appreciation for, and list the why. That's not in the book, but I'm offering that to you up. And that few minutes will change everything. What then happens is you're short-circuiting the connectors in your brain that are locked into worry and fear. We do that so much it becomes hardwired. And it takes a few minutes to disengage from that and shift and reconnect into a more positive, lighthearted, joyful experience of life. Now here's the deal. I was with my granddaughter the other day. We were driving a little blue car. And so we did the supplement all shortages. She could hardly say it. It's like, what does that mean? Well, I had to talk to her about what I meant. Supplement all shortages. She did that. And she said, Grandma, I've never noticed it before, but, and then she expressed something that she had never noticed before. Her awareness had expanded in that. And she and I had this moment of appreciation and gratitude. So as you're opening your awareness, more can come. Perceptions that you've never had before can now be delivered to you from a higher source. So this awakens a new dawning of a new awareness for you on lots of levels. Does that make sense? So I was talking to somebody the other day, and she was struggling with something. And we were texting back and forth. And she sent this sticker of a unicorn. I was like, okay. Because it was a serious conversation. And the little unicorn was up on his hind legs, and the little caption said, wee! But, okay. And then she said, oh, I'm so sorry, I sneezed. And hit the sticker button. And this one popped up. And then I thought, well, how appropriate is that? Because sometimes when we're not in this gratitude state of mind, we're in this other state of mind that we'll call the unicorn state of mind. Because it's like, oh, it'll all be fine. Has that person always done that to you? Yeah. Are they capable of doing it again? Yeah. So we sparkle glitter on it and it's all okay? No. That's not gratitude. That's la 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 la, unicorn thinking. We're not going to do unicorn thinking. This is not about just, oh, everything's just wonderful. No, this is the hard nitty-gritty of living it, of getting to the point where we can look at something that's sakola and find a blessing. And how fun is that? I don't know about you, but to shift to sakola is really a good thing. I'm really grateful that's happening because. Find the because. If you find the because, you tap into divine source that has the plan, that's bringing you to awareness that your soul has said, yep, bring it. Your subconscious. Remember, we're tapping into our subconscious. Your subconscious is saying, bring this to me because I want to be healed. I want to be clear. I want to be good. I want to be happy. So the universe says, okay, let's show you this again. Can you clear that out? No, I'm busy we're having unicorn thinking. Let's just glitter that. You're going to use that, aren't you? Oh yeah, glitter thinking. But don't we? We either go, I don't want to see it, or we languish in it. There's a whole nother way out, a whole nother way. And right now, with the astrological signs the way they are, we're primed to look at it differently. If you look at it differently with the eyes of love and appreciation, it shifts everything. Now, there was a book I shared with you some time ago called The Pathway by Elaine Mellon, if I remember her name right. And she talked about the pathway out of trauma or out of difficulty, out of challenge, there's that word again, into peace. So they tried this pathway on youngsters, and it worked really, really well because youngsters don't struggle, they just kind of like do, and they can do it easily. When we get to be a little older like I am, it's just a little harder to let go of, well, I want to be mad about that. But I'm the only one, I'm sure. So the pathway is this. First of all, we look at what we're experiencing, and we look at it in terms of emotional stuff. Now, here's the deal. We often attribute emotions to a judgment. I feel betrayed. Betrayed is not a feeling. Sad is a feeling. Hurt is a feeling. Wounded is a feeling. Well, wounded is a judgment. You wounded me. What's the other book? Nonviolent Communication by, his name escapes me. You can find it from there. Nonviolent Communication. He has this huge list of feelings and a huge list of judgments. We're in judgment so much of the time. But if we can shift into feelings and feel things, then we can move our way through. And the basic feelings are anger, sadness, fear, and blame. First thing is anger. I'm mad. Don't we get mad about stuff? Well, that's normal. Yay, you're doing it right. Don't stay there. So I'm angry about this because, find the because. Find the because. I'm angry about this because they stepped on my toes. They didn't respect me. Okay. Whatever. Then that will, underneath that is the feeling of sadness. And that makes me sad because, I don't know how I'm going to make that work anymore. Whatever. And then underneath that is fear. I'm afraid that they're always going to treat me that way. I'm afraid nobody's going to ever treat me with respect. I'm afraid I've lost my status in the community. Whatever. Okay? Process that out. I am angry, sad, afraid, because. Find your causes. The cause is powerful. Then the last one is shame and blame. Well, they should get it out. Process it out. They should do that. I'm in judgment about this, and they should do it that way. And I should do this. Now, when you say it, when you get it out there and you can really look at it and go, well, that's just really stupid. That's absurd. But, you know, I feel that way. Then you can shift it into, I get to go listen to music now. I get to go take a walk in the park. I get to play with my grandkids. I get to find something that makes you happy. We languish over things that make us unhappy and invest so much time and energy into that when we could move through this process, this pathway, and move into a space where now we can go, I get to do this. Whatever they're doing, that's their stuff. That's their choice. I get to go do this. I get to take care of me. And I'm free. And that's where freedom hits. And that's what shifts everything. And you can look at any situation you've ever experienced and run it through this process, especially if you're doing supplemental shortages. Well, a shortage of perception on your part, perhaps. A shortage of perception on their part, perhaps. Doesn't matter. Just take a look at it. The timing is absolutely perfect for taking a new look at it and bringing awareness and love and light to that. And if you can bring love to yourself about that, I get to. They get to keep doing what they're doing. I get to move on from here. Whatever. Allow yourself to get to the get-tos. And then do something really nice for yourself. Now I want to talk to you about that. Sometimes we think doing something really nice for ourselves is an indulgence. And so we get a little chubby. Or we drink too much. Or we gossip too much. Or whatever. We indulge. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is doing something that's good for your soul. What's good for your soul? What do you love? Do you love going for walks? Go for a walk. Do you love music? Turn on the music. Do you love to dance? Dance. But do something for you. Because when you invest in you in a positive way, that's going to pay big dividends back to everything else in your world. Don't you think? Don't you think? And then if you want to play with unicorn stickers, go right ahead. Because then you can do glittery stuff. That seems to be all I have to say about that. Let me ask one more thing. See if there's anything else that they want us to do. I'm not done because they're not releasing me, but I don't know what it is. Thank you for your patience. Does anybody have a question? They've been waiting for a question. Oh, okay. Supplement all shortages. Supply basic needs. And that's online, and she has great videos to go with that. Is that it? Is that what we needed? Yes, ma'am. I can't remember. I can't. Debug your mind. I don't know. I haven't ordered it yet, so I haven't physically gotten to look at it. Sure. Sure. Any other questions? How are you? How are you doing? So the energy in here just ramped up like way high. This gives you something to think about and something to feel about, because your heart is the leadership here. Yes, ma'am. Supply basic needs. It's on her website, mir-method.com. -method.com. I really strongly encourage you to take a look at that. Really strongly. And if you start slow. I believe that is, yes. Yes, that sounds right.
Stephen Atkinson,
That sounds,
sound like the right guy?
I couldn't tell you for sure.
There's also an Oliver Emberton.
Couldn't tell you. It's a big, thick hunk of book.
I tried.
Yeah, I'll find out and get back to you on that. Any other questions? Yes.
The pathway to nonviolence.
No, there's two different books. One is The Pathway by Elaine Mellon, and the other is Nonviolent Communication, and I can't remember the author of that one. Both are really good books. The book club today. All right, so let's do a guided meditation. The energy seems to be